sort in. We're going to start with Goldilocks and the Three Bears. If you're comfortable, we'll begin. Deep in the forest lived three bears. There was Big Father Bear, Middle-sized Mother Bear, and Tiny Baby Bear. Father Bear had a big voice, and Mother Bear had a middle-sized voice. Baby Bear had a teeny little voice. You could only just hear it. Bright and early one morning, Mother Bear was busy making breakfast. "We'll enjoy our porridge even more if we have a little walk first," she said. But while the bears were walking, so was someone else. It was a little girl called Goldilocks. She had golden hair and her cheeks were rosy, but little Goldilocks was rather nosy. When she saw the house with the door open wide, that naughty little girl, she walked right inside. Goldilocks was feeling peckish. There on the table she saw 3 bowls of porridge, so she picked up a spoon to have a taste. The first bowl of porridge was much too hot. The second bowl of porridge was too lumpy, but the third little bowl was just right, and suddenly it was absolutely empty. Feeling rather full and sleepy, Goldilocks looked for a chair. How many do you think were standing there? The first chair was much too hard. The second chair was much too soft. But the third little chair was just right for a baby bear. So Goldilocks sat down and crash! She smashed the little chair. Ouch! Goldilocks felt tired and cross after such a bruising bump. She quickly hurried up the stairs and peeked into the bedroom. There she saw a big bed, a middle-sized bed, and a tiny little cozy bed. The first bed was much too hard. The second bed was much too soft. But the third little bed was just right for a snooze. Meanwhile, on the forest track, the 3 bears were coming back. They noticed right away that things were wrong. "Oh, I smell trouble," said Big Bear. "Someone's been eating my porridge," growled Father Bear. "Someone's been eating my porridge," said Mother Bear. Someone's been sitting in my chair, growled Father Bear. Someone's been sitting in my chair, said Mother Bear. Someone's been sitting in my chair too, sobbed Baby Bear. He was the saddest bear of all. There was nothing left of his little chair. Quietly on their furry paws, the bears crept slowly up the stairs. Someone's been sleeping in my bed, grunted Father Bear. Someone's been sleeping in my bed, said Mother Bear. Someone's been sleeping in my bed, squeaked Baby Bear. Baby Bear's tiny voice woke Goldilocks. She opened one eye and then the other. Then she leapt out of bed, ran out of the house, and never went back. And once more, after that, Goldilocks never had porridge for breakfast. The end. That was Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Did you like that? I hope you enjoyed that story. The next story we're going to do is called The Great Cheese Robbery. Daddy Elephant was a big and strong. He was big and strong as a tractor. Patrick was a small and only a little bit strong, but Patrick was scared of lots of things, like the dark, ghosts, bees, and the fluff you find under the sofa. Daddy wasn't scared of anything. Patrick tried and tried to make Daddy Elephant jump, but it never worked. Pooh! Nice try. Pooh! It's not fair, said Patrick. You're not scared of anything. But there was one thing that scared Daddy Elephant. One afternoon, there was a squeak at the door. Look, Daddy, gasped Patrick. A teeny tiny elephant. That's not an elephant, cried Daddy. It's a mouse. Good day, gentlemen, said the mouse. My name is Cornelius J. Parker, from the Cheese Inspection Council. I'm here to inspect your cheese. What, we haven't got any, stammered Daddy Elephant. Yes, we have, said Patrick. Helpfully, in the fridge, I'll show you. Cornelius J. Parker made a very thorough inspection indeed. Is everything okay? I'm afraid your cheese is very dangerous. Cornelius opened his briefcase and pulled out a walkie-talkie. They've fallen for it. I'm in. Get here now. Soon there was another squeak at the door. We're here for the fridge, said a stocky mouse. The fridge? asked Patrick. We're confiscating it on grounds of health and safety, said the skinny one. But I'm making macaroni cheese tonight, said Daddy. It's his signature dish, Patrick added. Not anymore, it's not, said Cornelius. There was an awful squeak as the mice slid and scraped the fridge across the floor. We can't hold it much longer, boss. Look out! Then the fridge fell with an almighty crash. Don't worry, I'll help mice had a dastardly plan. Manchego, get your team loaded up. Mascabone, let's take everything. Yes, boss. Daddy Elephant watched helplessly as the fridge marched past and out the door. Adios, amigos. And not just the fridge. The mice took the telly, the phone, the fish, the biscuits, the lamp, even Patrick's toys. But they're mine. Sorry, kid. Boss said to take the lot. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, heave! Daddy Elephant gave a little whimper as the mice cheered and lifted up the sofa. Stop, that's my daddy! Patrick shouted in his biggest, strongest voice, but the mice took no notice. Just at that moment, Mummy Elephant appeared. What's going on here? We're from the Cheese Inspection Council, madam. Please step aside. Put my husband down or else, shouted Mummy Elephant. Everybody froze. Cornelius narrowed his eyes. Or else what? Patrick's mummy took a big, deep breath and sent those naughty mice flying. Put everything back where you found it and leave us alone. Eek, right away, madam. The truth is, Patrick said, Mummy Elephant, everyone's afraid of something, even your big old dad. But he's still the biggest, strongest elephant around, said Patrick. I am, smiled Daddy proudly. But when it comes to mice, Mummy's the bravest. The end. I hope you enjoyed that story. That was The Great Cheese Robbery. I don't own any rights to these books. I'm just reading them for pure enjoyment and ASMR. We're going to do another book, and we're going to give you a choice. Would you like Hansel and Gretel, or would you like The Wizard of Oz? Hansel and Gretel or The Wizard of Oz? Vote now, please. We've got 2 for Hansel and Gretel, 1 for The Wizard of Oz, 2 each. 3 all. Even Stevens. Okay. 1 more vote, Wizard of Oz. Okay, let's do. Okay, we've got an even vote, so. Okay, we'll start with Hansel and Gretel, because that seems to win. This book is called Hansel and Gretel. I'm sure you all know it or have heard of it. Hansel and Gretel lived with their father, a poor woodcutter, in a little cottage in a forest. When Hansel and Gretel's mother died, their father married again. Hansel and Gretel's new stepmother was selfish and mean, the cruelest woman they'd ever seen. One night, when the children were in bed, Hansel and Gretel's stepmother said, "Husband, we only have food for 1 more day. We must send Hansel and Gretel away, otherwise we will all starve." Father said, "No, stepmother said, "They have to go." Later that night, Hansel crept outside and collected some pebbles. In the morning, when father took the children into the forest, Hansel dropped the pebbles as they walked. Father told Hansel and Gretel to wait for him, but he didn't come back, and soon it was dark. But the pebbles shone white in the bright moonlight to show Hansel and Gretel the way home. "We'll get home soon by the light of the moon." Hansel and Gretel walked all through the night to get home. Father was happy to see them, but stepmother was cross. "Naughty children," she said. "I'll show you who's boss." She told father he must take the children back into the forest and leave them there. When Hansel went down to collect some more pebbles, he found his door had been locked. Oh no! The next morning, father took Hansel and Gretel deep into the forest. He gave them bread to munch for their lunch, and Hansel used some of it to make a trail of crumbs. "At the end of the day, the crumbs will help us find our way," he whispered to Gretel. Father told Hansel and Gretel, "I'm going to chop some wood, children. Please be good and wait for me here." But he never came back. Gretel cried, "We're all alone." Hansel replied, "The crumbs will see us home." But the crumbs were gone. "The birds ate them. What will we do?" "It's okay, I'll look after you." By the morning, Hansel and Gretel's tummies were rumbling and grumbling with hunger. Suddenly, just ahead, they saw a house made of gingerbread. "A house made of sweets. A house we can eat." An old woman poked her head. "Come inside, my dears," she said. "This way, children." But the old woman was a witch. She locked Hansel up and gave Gretel a mop. "Do the housework," she said. Every day the witch told Gretel, "Cook your brother some tasty food. When he's nice and fat, he'll taste good and I will eat him up. I like to eat little boys." Every morning the witch told Hansel, "Hold out your finger so I can feel if you're fat enough to make a meal." However, Hansel knew the witch couldn't see. Her eyes were so sore and red. So he tricked her and he held out a bone instead. One day the witch couldn't wait any longer. "I'm going to cook and eat Hansel," she said. "Gretel, light the oven now." Gretel replied, "But I don't know how." The nasty witch cried, "Just crawl inside. Look, I'll show you how to do it right." With that, Gretel pushed the witch in and shut the door tight. Gretel unlocked the cage. She and Hansel could go. But first they went round the cottage looking high and looking low. They opened a door and what a sight! They found piles of jewels all sparkling and bright. Hansel and Gretel soon found their way home, where father was waiting all alone. "I'm so glad you're back. Your stepmother has gone," he said, hugging them tight. "From now on, everything will be all right." With the witch's jewels, they would never be poor again, and they all lived happily ever after. The end. That was Hansel Gretel. Let's do one more. We're going to do The Wizard of Oz. Are you ready? Good. Okay. Dorothy lived in Kansas, America, with Uncle Henry and Auntie Em. Her little dog, Toto, also lived with them. Dorothy and Toto were in the house together when along came some very nasty weather. A big storm blew the house up high, way up into the sky. When the house came down, Dorothy looked all around. She said to Toto, "I'm not sure, but I don't think we're in Kansas anymore." Underneath the house, two shoes were sticking out. Standing and looking at Dorothy was a crowd of little people. "We are the Munchkins," they said. "The Wicked Witch was mean. Now that she's dead, will you be our queen?" Dorothy shook her head and said, "I can't stay. I want to go home. Can you show me the way?" "No," said the Munchkins, "but maybe our friend the Good Witch can." "Go to the Emerald City and find the Wizard of Oz," said the Good Witch. "Wear these magic silver shoes. But you need to be quick. There's no time to lose. Follow the road made of yellow bricks. You'll be there in just 2 ticks." Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Dorothy and Toto set off down the yellow brick road. Soon they met a scarecrow. "My head's full of straw," he complained. "What I really want is a brain." "We're going to see the Wizard of Oz," said Dorothy. "Maybe he can give you a brain. Come with us." Dorothy, Toto and the Scarecrow set off soon. They met a Tin Man. Dorothy told him, "You look smart." "But I'm unhappy," he said, "because I have no heart." "Come with us. We're going to see the Wizard of Oz," said Dorothy. "Maybe he can give you a heart." Further along the road they met a frightened lion. "Everything I see and hear makes me shake and shiver with fear," said the lion. "I need some courage." "Maybe the Wizard of Oz can give you some courage," said Dorothy. "Come with us." The friends walked and talked until they came to the Emerald City. What a wonderful sight! It looked very pretty. It was the strangest place they had ever seen. Everything was sparkling and bright green. Have you ever seen so much green? A guard took Dorothy and her friends to see the wizard. The wizard sat in a great big chair and asked them all why they were there. "I want a brain," said the Scarecrow. "I want a heart," said the Tin Man. "I want some courage," said the lion. "And I just want to go home," said Dorothy. "I will help you all." The wizard put new stuffing inside the Scarecrow's head. "You will feel better now you have a brain," he said. "Thank you." And he put a red heart in the Tin Man's chest. "It's a kind heart," he said. "This is the very best. Thank you." Then he gave the lion a special magic drink. "This will give you courage, I think. Thank you." Dorothy stood there quietly, feeling all alone. "Please," she said to the wizard, "will you help me as I say, and on the magic shoes will take you away. Click your heels 3 times and say where you want to go. Dorothy did as he said. Take me home. With a whoosh and a whirl through the air she swirled, and all at once Dorothy and Toto were back in Kansas. Auntie Em hugged her tight and said, "Where have you been?" "To the land of Oz," said Dorothy. "Let me tell you what I've seen."